This is It's Not Over with Dr. Dan Farrell, and it is not over. So this is just the beginning, and hopefully you'll stay listening to this program, which is entitled Titanic, the Rest of the Story. Dr. Farrell, how are you?
I'm doing good, Jordan. You know one reason why we call It's Not Over, because I think sometimes the content of our program could lead one, like when we talk about America's going to sink. But see, like even when the Titanic sank, it wasn't over. People, I mean, because here's the thing: it's not about the boat; it's about the precious people that were in the boat, right? So even if America does, if the republic is destroyed, and our Constitution, I'm getting sick and tired of symbolism. I really, if you don't care about the Constitution, just say you don't care about the Constitution, and let's just go ahead and go to a socialistic state. Just call it the USSA, okay? But it's not over then. What has been the premise of our program? It's not over until God says it's over.
That's right.
And and here's the thing, born-again Christians, because many of you, can you share with us about our Facebook? We're on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. And all they have to do, if they can see, they can claim our program on their Facebook account and like it, right?
If they like it on our Facebook page, then all the feeds that we put on our Facebook page will show up on their main news feed.
Okay.
And then if they go to the YouTube and subscribe, then whenever we put new videos up on YouTube, it'll send them alerts to their email of when which isn't like, it's not daily. We only upload
twice a week.
Twice a week. And so...
And what is it's a YouTube, It's Not Over?
YouTube is It's Not Over, and you have to search underneath channels.
Okay.
So you just go to your settings and search, change the search setting for channels, and then look up It's Not Over. They should find it. And then there's also sermonaudio.com. I'm not sure about sermonaudio.com/It's Not Over, but I know if you go to the Facebook page, you can go from our Facebook page, you can go to the YouTube channel.
I think on sermonaudio.com it is... It's Not Over, and also if they type Dan Farrell, Dr. Dan Farrell, I think a lot of stuff comes up. A lot of sermons. There's a lot of, if some of you like to hear maybe a 30-minute message or a 45-minute message, that's where you'll catch those full-length messages on sermonaudio.com. And we're honored if you want to listen to what we have to say. All right, number 5. The perverse sinking of the Titanic. Can I go over the points with you real quick? The prevailing shift of the times, that was the industrial age. The powerful ship of the time, that being, of course, the Titanic. And then we dealt with the proud society of the time, first, second, third class. And then we dealt with the perilous Sunday of the times, or the Titanic. Now, the perverse sinking of the Titanic. Now, of course, if we were going to try to illustrate why did the Titanic sink, why did it sink? Why did it do that? What we should have done, we should have got an ice tray. Remember the old-fashioned ice trays, the metal ice trays, and what we could do is they had compartments, right? And if that ice tray was full in the front, say 5 compartments, then you would see this. And so what inside the Titanic, it looked like an ice tray. With the various compartments. And what had happened was on this side of the Titanic, right here, it was slit here, 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 underneath the water level. And those slits cut it open like a tuna can, man. I mean, cut it open. And so what had happened is because of that compartment getting filled with water, then it would bleed over the next one, then the next one, then the next one, and it just pulled that Leviathan down, and it began to list and pull up almost at a 45-degree angle. It was a horrible thing. And someone said, had the Titanic hit the iceberg head on, it could have limped into New York Harbor. But because it was slit along the sides, too many compartments then took water. And the other thing is this. They say that the iceberg possibly did not rip it open, that it actually buckled the sheet metal, which was pretty thick, because the pop rivets were not made for salt water. And they think they sat in that water for so long when it was being constructed that it popped the pop rivets, and then the water just went inside the seams. It was just something that, humanly speaking, should not have happened. Now, not only were the people guilty of unbelief and foolishness, But their procrastination led to half-empty lifeboats. This is unforgivable. Some of the lifeboats only had 10 or 12 and some 20 people. Each lifeboat, Jordan, had a capacity of 60 people. Imagine lifeboats rowing away from the sinking Titanic with only 10 or 12 people when the capacity was 60. You know, Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1, 2, and 3 says, how shall we escape if we neglect so great salvation? Why is it when you know America's going down, and there may be someone listening to us, watching us, and you know you have cancer, you know you're going to die, but you will not trust Christ. You neglect it. You would rather contend that you're right and God is wrong and die and go to hell. There goes the lifeboat, and you won't get on it. It's sad. When the people saw the white flares and when the ship began to tilt forwards more drastically, then it was evident. This is no joke. I mean, we see chairs sliding down, piano and china. You've in the cabinets. You've all watched the various episodes of the Titanic that Hollywood did a great job of graphics and so on. But that actually happened. And later, when 2 boilers exploded and the sirens were screaming, then the people began to panic. Then the people began to rush towards the lifeboats. And it was a tragic thing. And here's why. Because third class knew something serious had happened. See, they were in the steerage underneath. They knew. They saw the water coming in. They saw the rats that were leaving the luggage and where all the baggage had been taken in the cars and so on. And now the bottom lower decks were filled with water, and they saw the water then creeping up the stairs and so on. And they were kept in the bottom of the boat until the last hour. And the fact of the matter is this. I don't believe in welfare, but if you think people that are middle class, you think those Hollywood actors that are making millions of dollars and the sports heroes making millions of dollars, if you don't think there is a unbiased, prejudicial caste system going on in America, you're crazy. Let me tell you, you think all these Democrats and these socialists like crazy Bernie Sanders, you think these people who make 5 times more money than you think they care about you? Those of you that have food stamps or you're making minimum wage, you think these liberal politicians actually care about you? Right. You're crazy, man.
I've read an article about wealthy people and rich Hollywood types, and there was a couple stories of men and women like going to the restrooms or waiting at a service, and one guy goes into the bathroom. I think it was Chevy Chase. He walked in the bathroom, and a guy walked in the bathroom, and he was at the urinal, and Chevy Chase literally pushed him out of the way and said, "Get out of my way." And the guy's like, "Hey." And he's like, "Who do you think you are?" "Yeah, that's what I thought. Get out of my way." And then Michael Jordan was at a restaurant with Charles Barkley, and this waitress was waiting on him, and they finished waiting, and Michael Jordan goes, "Waiting on us is your tip."
Wow.
And Charles Barkley, after Michael Jordan pulled off, says, "Hey, I'm really sorry," and left her a $100 bill.
Yeah. Yeah, there is an arrogance, and for some reason, they think conservatives are the arrogant ones. They think these social do-gooders, these bleeding heart socialists, and some of you college students out there, listen, look, God bless your pea-picking heart, but you've been so undereducated about what socialism is and what's going on in America. Yeah, I know America's got problems, and guess what? Your generation's going to make it worse. Yeah, you know what? Yep, you're right. Titanic's going down, and you know what you're doing? You're taking socialistic sandbags, and you're going to just make the matter worse. Yeah, America's sinking, but it's not because of capitalism. America's sinking, but it's not because of Christianity. America is sinking, but it's not because we want people to work and pull your own weight. America is sinking because we've turned our back on God. You got it? That's why. And so if you're a Muslim and you think that Christianity is the responsible problem for our society, you're nuts. You're crazy. America turned her back on God, on biblical Christianity, and now God is judging this country. And the country that's not supposed to sink, God bless America, is sinking, man. We're taking on more water, and I'm telling you, this old boat is going to sink. And those of you that think that God owes America something, let me tell you, America ought to be kissing God's feet for how good he's been to this country. And I say that as an American. You got it? So, the people were panicking. The third class were being held, at bay. And let me tell you, I don't appreciate it. I'll tell you why. I don't care if you make $1 million or you make very little money. God's no respecter of persons, but man is. So the situation was terrible. And what they kept screaming, women and children first. And people were screaming and clutching each other, and husbands were trying to, at least some husbands, were trying to reassure their wives and children, get in the boat, I'll join you and meet you in New York. And a few women insisted on staying with their husbands, like Mrs. Isidore Straus. That old lady, she would not leave her husband, and she went down with the Titanic. The partying was horrible. As men bravely waved goodbye to their wives and women believing that help was on its way. One man stood with his 12-year-old boy clinging to his dad's waist, and the boy refused to leave his dad. The dad, I think, should have made him get in the lifeboat. But many a parent is taking their children to hell with them and clinging to them. Back in those days, there was some chivalry. There was a sense that we want to protect the mothers and the children and the future of our family and our generation. Today, motherhood has been attacked by feminism, by homosexuality and the gay agenda, and now with this transgender lunacy. The idea that you can self-identify yourself as a woman or as a man, and then you're going to go use the restroom with my little girl or my little boy. Let me tell you, the ship's going down. You know why? Can I tell you why? Because God's given this country over to a reprobate mind. You see, the pride and the arrogance of America to think that God has to bless us, and he has to use us, and he's going to keep us afloat, is going to be dispelled real soon. I believe we have very little time left. God bless you. We'll continue this next time.
Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully this message isn't too dooming for you and isn't too alarming, but nonetheless, the alarms do need to go off. You need to be awake. You need to be alert as to what's going on in our country. And we want to encourage you to please check this out. Listen, I know this has only been 3 episodes of what we've been teaching. There is going to be a conclusion, and there is hope, and it's not over. That's not just the name of our program. It's really not over. God is in control, and we would love for you to please check out some of our media sites. We've got our Facebook page. We have a YouTube channel. We also are on sermonaudio.com/itsnotover. And we do have a web page as well. We'd love for you to go check that out. Our web page is morningstarnetwork.org. morningstarnetwork.org. And there you can click on some of the various ministries. We have a street evangelism program. We've got our Christian school. We have our Baptist college, and many different things you can click on and check out and research. But also one of the great things we have in this is you can be a part of these ministries by way of helping us out financially. You can get on PayPal and send us a gift. We would love that, and you can use it. It's tax deductible, so you can write this off against your taxes, and we'd appreciate that. It would really help the ministry a lot. Here's Dr. Farrell to close.
Our Bible says in 2 Corinthians 6:2, "For he saith, I've heard thee in a time accepted. In the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation." You know what Captain Smith ordered the band to play as the ship was sinking? The Londonderry tune, "Nearer, My God, to Thee." Eyewitnesses said that men, first, second, and third class, were standing on the deck clutching each other as the ship went down. "Nearer, my God, to Thee."